Emmerdale's Charity Dingle is set to endure a distressing ordeal in tomorrow's episode as her situation with Dr Caitlin Todd intensifies. In recent weeks, the sinister Dr Todd uncovered the truth about Charity's baby after discovering that the child she carried as a surrogate for Jacob and Sarah is actually Ross's biological son. Since making that discovery, Dr Todd has been blackmailing Charity, insisting on £100,000 in exchange for her silence, while Charity scrambles to find ways to raise the money. Although the storyline has already taken a dark turn, events are about to become even more disturbing as the villain assaults Charity in a new plotline beginning Sunday, 7th June. In Sunday's episode, Charity supports Jacob as he helps organise Sarah's 21st birthday celebration at the Woolpack, while Dr Todd watches from nearby. The unsettling presence of Todd constantly reminds Charity that the celebration could become a nightmare unless she can find a way to pay off her blackmailer. In a preview clip, Dr Todd delivers a thinly disguised warning to Charity, saying, "These birthday parties, they can cost so much." Discussing the powerful storyline, Emma Atkins, who portrays Charity, explained, "This has been one of the most challenging and important storylines I've ever had to take on as Charity. We know her as strong and resilient, but this trauma reveals a very raw and vulnerable side that has been incredibly emotional to portray. I hope this story encourages even one person to speak out or helps others better understand the hidden impact of trauma." Producer Sophie Roper added, "Charity's storyline will explore the effects of sexual violence, and while the act is rooted in power, we will also show how she processes her trauma when the attacker is a woman." With limited discussion around female-on-female assault, we aim to highlight the isolation many survivors feel and explore the gap between legal definitions of sexual assault and how survivors may feel it does not fully describe their experience. Although this will be difficult viewing, Charity's strength will offer hope as she faces what has happened to her. Ross in Emmerdale is left devastated after an uneasy Laurel suddenly ends their fling. What began as a casual arrangement quickly turns into something more serious for Ross, who finds himself developing real feelings. He is almost at the point of going Instagram official, while Laurel sees things very differently. In her eyes, he is nothing more than a temporary distraction. In upcoming scenes, Laurel decides she has had enough and ends things abruptly, delivering what can only be described as a power move. Actress Charlotte explains, "It happens very quickly. It's quite intense for a bit, and then she's like, 'Yeah, I'm done.'" Ross is left heartbroken by the sudden breakup. Their secret relationship had been developing over several weeks, sparked by their close proximity during salsa dancing sessions. While Ross starts imagining a future with her, even planning to take her on a proper date, Laurel panics when she realizes how serious he is becoming. According to Charlotte, he's kind of her therapy, just to have a really surface-level relationship after falling for Ray and getting burnt. That's why she rejects Ross. You'd think it would go the other way, but she has all the power. The rejection is a major blow to Ross's pride. However, Laurel's intentions aren't malicious. Instead of continuing the fling for her own benefit, she chooses to end it, much to Nicola's frustration. Nicola is disappointed that her friend didn't simply enjoy the situation for fun. Meanwhile, Laurel is unaware that she is being wrongly labelled a homewrecker by Kim Tate, who spots her in a close moment with Sam Dingle while mistakenly believing there is something romantic going on. In reality, Laurel is simply acting as his dance instructor. Kim later shares what she saw with Lydia, setting off a chain of misunderstandings. Now the question is whether Laurel will be forced to reveal the truth about her secret situation to protect her reputation. Cammie's thoughtful gesture gives Emmerdale's Kane the boost he desperately needs. One side effect of Kane's recovery after surgery has been a difficult loss of bladder control, something that has deeply affected his pride. After having his catheter removed, Kane went to the pub to celebrate what he believed was a return to normal life. However, after drinking heavily, he struggled on his way back to Wishing Well. During the journey, Kane was forced to relieve himself by the roadside and was later arrested for being drunk and disorderly, as well as for urinating in public. The incident left Kane more concerned about his embarrassment than the arrest itself, and in the days that followed, he began isolating himself, believing staying away from public life was the safest option. However, this decision began to strain his relationship with Kyle Winchester, who knew Kane had been unwell, but assumed his father simply no longer wanted to spend time with him. A conversation with Liam Kavanagh encouraged Kane to rethink his approach. He decided to try leak-proof underwear and returned to the garage for his first shift back, determined to rebuild his confidence and work life. On arriving, Kane told Cami Hadik that he would ease back in by catching up on paperwork. Unbeknownst to him, Cami had actually tampered with a vehicle so that there would be work for Kane to do. Later that day, Kane and Cami returned to Wishingwell, where Cami proudly told Moira Dingle and Mackenzie Boyd that they had a productive day. Kane, however, downplayed it. After Moira and Mac left, Cami joined Kane on the sofa, where Kane initially appeared unimpressed but allowed him to stay. He was aware of Cami's actions in sabotaging the car, but recognized that the intention was meant to help. When Kane later admitted that Cami was a capable mechanic, Cami's reaction made his appreciation clear. The dynamic between the two had already begun to shift after Kane helped Cami by giving him a place to stay. Previously sleeping in a barn on Emmerdale Farm, Cami was given a caravan by the Dingles outside Wishingwell so he could start fresh. Although Cami's method of helping Kane was unconventional, it reflected his belief that getting Kane back into work could help him adjust to his new reality. While their approaches differ greatly, a mutual understanding is beginning to form between them. Emmerdale has made a last-minute change to Mandy Dingle's storyline following Lisa Riley's real-life injury. The actress previously revealed on social media that she suffered a very bad fall, which required surgery on her thumb. In today's episode of the ITV soap, Mandy was seen arriving at the Woolpack wearing a sling on her arm, with Charity Dingle asking her what had happened. Mandy brushed it off, replying, "It's just a little accident," while Moira Dingle joked that she had had a few Proseccos and tried to see if she could still roller skate. Charity then asked whether she would still be able to play darts, as the pub is forming a team. Mandy assured her that she could, though she hinted there may be another reason she might not take part, before Caleb Milligan interrupted the group for being in the pub during work hours. The moment follows Lisa Riley's recent health update, where she shared that she was recovering well from surgery. Posting on Instagram, she showed herself walking through a hospital corridor and celebrating the fact that her cast had been removed, writing, "Great news! So I've just left hospital this morning, and it's 9 weeks since I had my operation on my thumb. I am cast free." Emmerdale is broadcast on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.